G'day legends, Sunken Dutchman here. We've got a bit of an interesting one today. A good mate of mine, it's his bucks, and there's a few people, including myself, who can't go. So he actually asked us if I could take out the people who can't go on the boat and have a crack at maybe trying to fish for some kingfish. So that's where we're headed. We're headed out to try and fish for some kingfish, but I'm no lino. I suck at fishing. So I'm going to maybe jump in. We'll see how we go. So hopefully I've got some action for you on the camera, but we'll see. Cheers. We busted out to the islands and anchored up on a spot that was about 12 to 15 metres deep. This was my first dive, sort of an exploratory dive really, just to see how it was underneath the water. The viz actually turned out to be pretty good. It was about a 10 metres sort of hazy viz, which was definitely workable. And there was just enough current and the fish life seemed, pretty interested, and there was sort of some stuff going on. So I was really keen to have a few dives on this spot, and my fingers would definitely cross because I was thinking kingfish were probably going to swim past for sure.
Yeah, there's some good snook down there. Okay. 13, 14 metres. Okay. Yeah.
So on my next dive, I'd actually kicked out a little bit further. This reef, sort of the edge of it drops down to about 25 metres where it meets the sand. And I was just a bit back from that. I was doing drops at about 20 metres, but there seemed to be a bit more fish life, a lot more bait fish. The current was still hitting the front of the reef, so, from a current perspective, it was really good. But in terms of bait fish, there was just a little bit more action, so I thought, yeah, this is the spot I want to be. So I'd said to myself, I'm going to dive this spot, just work it up and down a few times, and if I have no luck, I'll move on after 3 or 4 more dives. This was my 3rd or 4th dive on the same spot, and on this occasion, when I hit the reef bottom, I actually found some old fishing line tangled around the reef. And whenever I find rubbish underwater, I always like to take it and clean up the reef where I can. We take a lot from the ocean, and it's always good to give a bit back. So, like I said, when I can remove the rubbish, I will. And I also reckon it gives you really good juju. When you're doing something like this, the karma is definitely going to flow back your way sooner or later. Literally, as I'd finished tucking that fishing line into my glove, I noticed some shapes moving below me, and instantly I recognised them as kingfish. So the karma had come back almost instantly. I quickly did a duck dive down and whipped out my throw flasher and tried to get their attention. when I play that clip back, you can see that it was a solid shot. Went right through the shoulder of the fish, out the other side around the pec fin. I knew that I'd hurt the fish, but I still knew that the fight was going to be on.
The kingies are here! The kingies are here!
Although I knew that I'd hurt the fish and that the shot was a good one and it would hold, I still played it fairly lightly. I just let the fish have enough line as I swam it back to the boat, and I knew that I was going to go and put a second shot in it. Whenever I shoot any pelagics, I'm always thinking line management. So as I swim, I pull the line out behind me, make sure it doesn't bunch up, and I'm not just sitting in a bird's nest of Dyneema or mono. And I even unclip my gun from my line tether. It just makes managing the line a lot easier.
Can someone just grab this gun for us? Yeah, I shot a kingy. Yeah? Yeah, and can you, Michael, can you hold that for me? Hey, just flip me.
As I mentioned before, I was always going to put a second shot in this fish. It was my first kingy of the season, and I didn't want anything to go wrong at the 11th hour, so a second shot just guarantees that you're going to take this home for a good meal.
There we go, kingy! It's a good fish, not massive, but better than nothing. Yeah.
With any fish, as soon as you get your hands on it, best thing to do is obviously icky it, so kill the fish, a knife to the brain, and then straight away bleed it and gut it. The bleeding just removes all the blood from the flesh. The gutting saves you a bit of mess at home, but both go towards maximising the eating quality of the fish.
I'd say they would have been bigger, but
fucking hell.
done. Happy bucks. Oh, and my I thought I found your thing for a minute. I was like saw this like long bit of leader. I was like, oh yeah! Nah, it's just some rubbish from another liner. I'll clean up and get all this shit out your way.
Yeah, now I can see it.
Yeah. Nah, pretty cool. I'm happy. Not a massive kingy, but a kingy nonetheless. Yeah, buddy.
Sunken Dutchman signing off. We've got some pizza shapes.
Miguel, happy bucks, happy on. Woohoo! Oh, it's running.
Fucking hell.
I reckon that's a kingy.
That would be incredible.
I reckon that's a kingy. Oh, love it. Miguel, give us a smile, you dickhead! Oh, love it.
Now, shooting my first kingfish of the season was definitely awesome and a day that I'll never forget. But something that came a close seconds in terms of highlights was watching Miguel here reef up what he thought was a monster fish, only after about 3 or 4 minutes of hard winding to realise that he had hooked the bottom. Absolute cracker, absolute pisser. What a day. But yeah, look guys, until the next adventure, I hope you'll get out there, get wet, and find some ripper fish of your own. Cheers guys.